5 News This Morning starts now.
I'm not going anywhere. If you want to criticize my 16 years of service, please bring it on.
The FBI director faces questions on Capitol Hill surrounding his handling of the Charlie Kirk assassination probe. We'll have more on that ahead.
And rain chances increase tomorrow into Friday, but we'll have some pop-ups for today as well as later in the weekend. We'll talk more about it here coming up.
And some of the world's best female pro golfers will be in action this week for a tournament in Rogers. We'll have more on some of the current and former Razorbacks competing.
Let's take a live look outside, this time over Ozark. Beautiful shot there, 6:30 this morning. Good morning to you there. And it's been quite the good start to our morning. It was a little bit warmer out this morning, and I know it's only going to get worse.
We're hoping for Sokolin too.
I was going to say, we will see a little bit of cool down on Friday, but in terms of if you're trying to get rid of that humidity, that's not necessarily going away anytime soon.
It's more that allergies. I'm tired of my ears popping.
Yeah, you're speaking to the choir, Emily. I tell you what, that the allergies are really bad. The mold's very high, weeds are high, trees are medium. So yeah, those allergies are pretty bad. You know what would help with that is a frost or a freeze. We're not going to see that for quite a while. So let's talk about the present right now. Poto 64 degrees at Dew Point as well as at 64. So a little bit on the muggy side this morning, but a beautiful shot there of the mountains in the background there as we continue to see that sun eventually rise in the next 20 minutes or so. We'll see satellite and radar, I should say next half hour, excuse me. The satellite and radar seeing a little bit of thin cloud cover out there in eastern Oklahoma, but you're going to notice that again, we'll still see mostly sunny skies. They're heading off to the bus stop here. Mild conditions with the temperatures in the 60s. By resets, it's going to be warm and muggy. Those temperatures in the 80s. A couple of those clouds will start to bubble in, and then as we're heading home, we'll see storm chances return. Very isolated, but those storm chances will be there. And over the next 5 days, we'll add up a nice amount of rain when it's all said and done through the weekend. Maybe could see up to 1.5 inches in some spots. We'll talk more about that here in terms of the specific timing coming up in your full forecast. For now, take a live look at traffic on this Thursday morning. Take a live look in the Fort Smith area along I-540 at South 4th Street there. Good morning to you there. Traffic starting to pick up on this Wednesday morning, and weather should be okay as you head out the door. But again, during the ride home, maybe could see a little bit of a rain chance. We'll talk more about that coming up in about 15 minutes. Joe and Emily.
All right, thank you, Danny. Well, the suspect in the fatal shooting of conservative activist Charlie Kirk made his first court appearance in Utah.
22-year-old Tyler Robinson heard the charges against him, which include aggravated murder. If he's convicted, he could face the death penalty. Shortly before the court appearance from jail, Utah County Attorney Jeff Gray unveiled allegations of what they say happened after Kirk was assassinated at Utah Valley University last Wednesday. He says police interviewed Robinson's roommate, who they say he was involved in a romantic relationship with.
The roommate received a text message from Robinson which said, "Drop what you're doing, look under my keyboard." The roommate looked under the keyboard and found a note that stated, quote, "I had the opportunity to take out Charlie Kirk, and I'm going to take it."
In court, Tyler Robinson was stoic. He showed no emotion, even when the judge mentions that he could be facing death. An investigation is underway in Benton County after this video emerged showing a memorial for Charlie Kirk being vandalized outside of the courthouse. District 7 Justice of the Peace Joseph Bollinger, he posted this video Monday. It shows at least one person tearing signs and kicking items left in front of the courthouse steps. The sheriff's office says they've identified the people in the video and they are investigating.
FBI Director Kash Patel, who visited the crime scene of Charlie Kirk's murder in Utah last week, has defended how the agency is handling the case. He was questioned on Capitol Hill on Tuesday during a Senate hearing. After the shooting, Patel made a social media post saying a subject was in custody who'd later be released. He's also accused by former agents of a series of politically motivated firings of veteran FBI agents.
I don't see it as a mistake. I see it as something working with the public to identify that there was a subject. That's a one-sided story. Anyone that has been terminated from the FBI, generally speaking, failed to meet the needs of the FBI.
Beyond the comments over Kirk's assassination, Patel also testified there was no evidence that Jeffrey Epstein trafficked young women and girls to other men. He also denied responsibility for the transfer of Ghislaine Maxwell to a lower security prison, saying that was the U.S. Bureau of Prisons' decision. All right, some breaking news this morning out of Pennsylvania. A search is underway for a man accused of using his car to ram the entrance gate of the Pittsburgh FBI field office.
The FBI says they're searching for Donald Henson, who they say crashed into the gate around 2:40 this morning.
The FBI assistant special agent there said after crashing into the gate, Henson grabbed an American flag from inside the vehicle. He then threw it over the gate. No one was injured during the incident, but FBI did bring in a bomb squad to clear that car.
We consider this an act of terror because it was directly against the FBI. He has come here in the past.
Well, he says Henson left the area on foot after crashing into the gate. Now, the car appeared to have some sort of message written on one of its side windows, which the special agent said investigators are looking into. There's no indication that Henson is armed, but the FBI says he is believed to have a history of mental health issues. The man accused of killing United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson is no longer facing state terrorism charges in New York. Luigi Mangione appeared in a New York City courtroom on Tuesday. Now, Mangione still faces second-degree murder charges in state court, as well as a federal case that could carry the death penalty.
President Donald Trump and First Lady Melania Trump are in Great Britain for a 2-day state visit. This evening, the first couple will dine with King Charles and other members of the royal family at a state banquet at Windsor Castle. Tomorrow, the president will have private talks with Britain's prime minister and tech leaders.
Tawnytown leaders have approved a rate increase for sewer bills. The city council passed an 18% across-the-board sewer rate hike Tuesday for the average home using about 4,000 gallons a month. That means an increase of about $4 to $5 on their bill. Public Works Director James Clark says that the extra money is needed to cover rising costs for things like maintenance and operations. The new rates will take effect September 19th.
If you're feeling under the weather this morning, you're not alone. Recent trends of illnesses across the region and in our schools. At Fayetteville Public Schools, Director of Health Services Melissa Alderson says there isn't just one sickness they're seeing the most so far this school year. Kids and staff are missing class for strep, stomach viruses, the flu, and COVID. Alderson says although it may seem obvious, there is one best practice to avoid getting sick this time of year.
Every time we gather students together at the beginning of school and staff together, we see an increase in illness. So we always like to remind our staff and our families the importance of hand washing. It sounds very basic, but that is the best line of defense that anybody can do is continue washing their hands.
Right now, the CDC is reporting COVID-19 activity is high in Arkansas wastewater, with 8 separate sites across the state reporting high levels in the last week. However, the last time it was this high was the same time of last year. A new poll shows a growing number of American parents are becoming more skeptical about vaccinating their children against some diseases. The poll was conducted by the Washington Post and health researchers at KFF. Excluding vaccines for COVID and flu, it found 1 in 6 parents has skipped polio or MMR vaccines, which protect against measles, mumps, and rubella for their kids. The parents cited concerns about side effects and perceived risks from the shots themselves.
When it's public health policy, we have people who have been doing research in vaccines for years and years. And yes, you can question science. I'm all about questioning science. But these vaccines have been used for years.
Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. has raised doubts about vaccine safety and effectiveness in the past.
5 new members are joining the CDC's Vaccine Advisory Committee just days before a key meeting on COVID and other vaccines. Kennedy Jr. back in June removed all 17 members, calling them, quote, plagued with conflicts. He replaced them with his own candidates. The committee meets this Thursday and Friday to review research and advise the CDC. Well, some of the top female golfers in the world are getting set to tee off right here in Northwest Arkansas for the LPGA.
And the Walmart Northwest Arkansas Championship Week is officially underway. 5 News reporter Jacob Luthi shows us how this tournament is giving fans a chance to cheer on their hometown favorites.
Yeah, good morning. Well, one thing that makes this event stand out is the 17th hole, the Gatorade loudest hole on tour, where fans are encouraged to get loud and show their spirit. It's a special scene when the Razorbacks come through, with fans calling the Hogs and celebrating the 5 former or current Razorbacks in the field this year, including Rogers native Brooke Matthews. Now, Matthews, now an LPGA Tour player, says she grew up coming to this tournament. She played for Rogers High School and then went on to compete collegiately at the University of Arkansas. She's one of several former Razorbacks in the field, including Stacey Lewis, Gabby Lopez, and Maria Fossey. Current U of A golfers, including defending national champion Maria Jose Marin and Kendall Todd, will also be teeing it up. Matthews says she looks forward to this event every year because to her, it's home.
I came out here and watched it when I was a little girl. This is the 19th year now, and we started hosting golfers 19 years ago, and so that was kind of, it kind of brings me back to where I was inspired to kind of go down this path and this journey. And so it's always like a full circle moment to actually get to tee it up in this. This will be my 5th year playing it, I think. And so it's still just kind of a pinch me moment.
Well, Matthew says that she loves having her family come out and cheer her on, and also likes being able to sleep at home. 20 of the top 25 women's players in the world, including 7 of the top 10, will all be competing at the Walmart Northwest Arkansas Championship come Friday. Daily tickets are just $10. Jacob Luthi, 5 News.